Hello there, Gunpla fans of YouTube. It is I, DZ Maven, again with another Gunpla review, Unscripted. And today I'm taking a look at an old kit. This is the Master Grade Dome. This kit came out way back in June of 1999. Way back from the 20th century. It's pretty old. That retails for 4,000 yen, which is a little bit on the, I guess at the time it came out, this was on the higher side of price range for Master Grades, but back then I guess that seemed high, but it's probably not that high anymore. So, I figured it'd probably be a good time to take a look at this kit, because there is going to be an updated version of the Dome kit coming out probably in early next year. It's not exactly a Dome 2.0, it's more like a 1.5 because it's using some of the updated parts from the P Bandai Master Grade Dwarage kit. So it'll have new hands and supposedly some new inner frame parts. I've seen pictures of it. They say there's new parts on the outside, but I didn't really see anything new on the outside, so you can look at this and decide for yourself if there's anything new on the exterior of the new kit here. Anyway, let's get to the photo gallery here, because I got some pictures to show you here so we can look at this in detail. Anyway, so here is a box art. Pretty standard box art for the Dome. It's the black TriStar domes here and their attack formation. Side box here, we got some typical photos. There is a little bit of internal detail on the kit here. I'm not going to have any photos of this here, so you can just kind of see what you get here on the box here. So, kit comes with plenty of weapons, actually. Pretty good assortment here. You get 2 different bazookas that come with this kit. You get the Heat Saber, the Panzerschnaps. I'm probably saying that completely wrong because I can't remember the exact terminology, but they're rocket propelled grenade things. That's basically what they are. And you get the 90mm machine gun that comes with some of the Xeon kits. So here's the other side of the box. Here we got profile shots of the kit. You can see a little bit of the internal detail of the head here, and a little bit of internal detail of the torso, almost like a core block in the middle of the kit here. So a little bit of detail on the backpack, and what's probably neat about this kit when it came out at the time, since it has kind of larger hands, Bandai went ahead and had the fingers articulated on this kit here, so it's a little bit of a departure from the norm for the time here, because at the time most of the hands on these kits were basically the really awful 3-finger, index finger, and thumb combinations were pretty awful back then, so this here is probably okay, and also comes with a little notch for helping to hold some of the weapons in place too, which is a little bit new at the time. Nowadays that's kind of a standard thing on kits, but back then it wasn't quite so standard. Here's their internal, sort of this internal box sleeve that you got inside the kit. You don't get these anymore in Master Grade kits. It was probably just a waste of cardboard, but they were kind of nice to have at the time here, so just kind of got a shot at here. Manual, typical old style Master Grade manual here. We have some line art, some information about the Dome, all in Japanese of course, so I won't be able to read it, so I can't tell you anything about that. Inside we got the little, what seems like surprisingly antiquated looking CGI render of the Dome now. It's like, man, it just feels old looking at this now. How old this CGI looks now. Some information about the weapons here and various parts of the Dome, all in Japanese. Part runners, construction. Construction of the kit's pretty simple from what I recall. It's not particularly, I don't recall any particularly tricky parts about this kit, so as of any Master Grade, just pay attention to the manual and assemble. Again, we got some of this nice line art inside the kit, which is what you usually get with the older Master Grades. Still kind of miss that stuff because it's kind of neat to look at. Some fights on, profile stuff, and Sklatt Underwald and Leitskampf and Taktikfeld. Ortega is not capitalized on the manual, so we'll just ignore that. More production, more line art. Oh yeah, you do get the big figure of Ortega with this kit as well. So if you like those little big figurines of the characters, this is one of those kits that has one. I believe you get the other TriStar figurines with the TriStar Zaku 2 R2 and the Zaku 1 Black TriStars. So you get the Gaia and whatever the other dude's name was, I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments. Anyway, markings. There's not a whole lot of markings on this kit, so despite how big it is, it's not a whole lot of markings, so just use them as you want. So here's my photo of the completed kit. So I built this kit a long time ago, around the time when it first came out. This kit is painted. I've done panel lining and the markings. It comes with sticker markings and dry transfers. So just be aware of that. Dry transfers are always going to look better than the stickers. The stickers on Master Grade kits back then weren't that good. They were kind of iffy, so I wouldn't blame you if you don't use them. Back to the kit. Like I said, this kit's pretty old. There are some marks I have on the painted surface just from like switching the armaments and weapons around over time. It's just, it builds up over time. Anyway, here's a close-up shot of the front of the kit. It is a dome, and it's honestly, it's probably as accurate looking a dome as you can probably get. The dome was never known for having a lot of surface detail, but considering all the broad surfaces on this kit, if you're into like carving your own panel lines and adding details, this is probably a good kit for that. Because there's plenty of broad surface on it to just add details and stuff on it. I went ahead and used some of the heavy user parts from, I think I got these from the Zaku kits, and I added a few of those throughout the kit as well, just to kind of spruce up a little bit here, along with a little bit of weathering and wear and tear on the dome as well, so make it look a little bit used. So here's just a little example of the articulation. The articulation's okay in the arms, it's pretty good. Legs, as big as they are, they're not going to do a whole lot, but it has excellent balance because the feet are so big. It's a dome, so you don't have to worry about bending the legs all that often. There is some nice detail underneath the skirts here. You got a little thruster details along with a little red insert that kind of goes on the inside of the skirt and the bottom, the bell bottoms of the lower leg here. So pretty nice detail to have. Inside the head here, there's a little bit of detail here. Now the way the mono eye works on this kit is kind of mounted on a little peg that sits into a polycap deep inside the head, and you can actually move this around in that cross-shaped pattern that is typical of the eye movement of the dome here. So you can go ahead and move the mono eye around however you want to. So you can do things like this here, move it that way, or move it up like that. The only downside is you do have to take the head off and move it around and put the headpiece back on. So it's just a little bit of work, but it's not a whole lot. Cockpit hatch. It's a little tricky to open, so I would suggest getting like a toothpick to open this up. You do get your little pilot figure that goes right inside of there, and you can just open up and see him. It's kind of like way in there, so yeah. I don't remember, there probably is a standing pilot figure with this kit, but I don't seem to have it, so most of these kits at the time did have one, so, but I don't seem to actually have it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Here's the kit with the armaments. I did a few modifications here. As you can see, I added a, I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to add a strap to the bazooka, but I did that because I just thought it would be a cool idea to try out, and that's what I did here. So anyway, here's the standard bazooka with the dome here, along with extra ammo clips for the machine gun and one of the panzer grenades. I'm just going to call them that. And the heat sabers on the back as well. Here's just a close-up of that detail area on the torso here. There's like hard points on the side skirts here to attach the accessories, as well as a little point on the back. Actually, I don't remember if the point on the back is actually was standard with the kit. I think I may have drilled a hole on the back just for that. But here is the bazooka in pose. It can pose with it pretty well. There's really no real issue with it. It's a pretty nice looking bazooka. Went in and painted up the scope on it here. Here's another shot of the bazooka in pose. Pretty nice shot here. And here's a little close-up of those articulated hands here. As you can see, all the fingers have a single joint in them, and they're all individual fingers, so they will move around a little bit, and you can pose them as you want. So I think the original Master Grade Sazabi kit had these same hands as well, I want to say. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I mean, if anybody knows, sure you can point that out in the comments here, but I think it had the same hands as this kit. There's another shot of the bazooka here. There's a profile shot, just kind of see what it's like inside. You can see a better look at that carrying strap I attached to it. I don't know where I got this strap from. I think I scratch built the hook on this end and attached it to the hook on this end, so I thought it was a neat idea. Here is the machine gun that comes with the kit. Here is the MMP 80, I want to say. This one is specially designed to fit into the dome's larger hands. This one won't fit into the Zaku sized hands because they're smaller hands. And the one that comes with the Zaku 2 kit won't fit in the hands of the dome because the grip is too small on it. So this one's slightly modified to have a larger grip on it because the dome's hands are quite big. And here it is with the other bazooka here. This is the Rochukan Bazooka, I believe is what it's called. It's kind of a larger caliber bazooka. You don't really see it in the anime, but I think this shows up in some of the side stories and OVAs. So, again, pretty big bazooka in here. I think you might have seen a picture of this before if you've seen my review of the Master Grade Jogoog. I think I have it posed with my Jogoog. Usually when I have my old Jogoog out, I usually stick this bazooka on it just because I think it looks better on that. But it came with this kit, so you got this extra bazooka here. It's pretty nice, and the ammo clip can come out of this as well. So here it is up on the action base. This kit came out before action bases were a thing, so you'll have to use the little fork connector on the action base to stick the dome onto, and it holds on pretty well actually. So I didn't really feel like it was going to fall off or anything. So despite how big the dome is, so I just kind of want to pose it in the air, trying to get the heat saber out, swing the heat saber around. The one problem with the heat saber is that there's no peg holder or peg inside the heat saber handle, so it just kind of sits loosely in the hand. It will fall out usually, so this is probably the best I can probably do without it falling out of the hand. so I guess some studious modifier could probably stick a little plastic peg on the handle of the heat saber and get it to stick into the hand so it won't fall out if you want to do something like that. So here I have the standard Zaku machine gun on the dome here. Now this does not come with the kit. This is just an extra Zaku machine gun I have from one of my many Zaku 2 kits. I went ahead and modified it so that the dome can actually hold it. Normally the Zaku machine gun grip is like too small for the dome's hand to get around it. I went ahead and kind of enlarged the grip a little bit and modified the handle on the front just so that the dome can actually hold it. So. And here it is, kind of with a two-handed pose here, so you can kind of see how I kind of modified the grip area a little bit to make it larger here, so that it would fit into Dome's big, burly hands. And here it is with some other stuff. I also took some of the missile packs from one of my Zaku kits and just added it to the Dome kit. I made a hard point on the knee joint and just stuck them on there because I thought it looked cool. May not be the best place to put it, but I thought it would be an okay place to put these missile launchers here. I can also stick them on the side skirts too if I want to, so they also fit. They can also fit on the side skirts too. I just thought it would give like a little bit more firepower to my dome here. Just another nice shot of the dome here. A little close-up shot of those missile launchers. And here is a shot of all the accessories that come with the kit. Here is that Ortega figure right here. It's in sort of this beige acrylic, kind of a soft plastic material. For those Panzer grenades, you also have the fins too. If you want to attach the fins to these Panzer grenade RPG things, you can do that if you want to. I didn't use them, so they're just kind of right there. So. Alrighty, so let's get to the live view so I can show you a little bit about the articulation of the kit here. Yoop. Hey. Oop. Alright, so here's the Master Grade Dome kit itself here. It's a fairly larger Master Grade kit. It's not super big, but it definitely is larger than the Zaku 2. So, and the Gundam definitely is bigger than the Gundam here. Arms, move around. Your arm joint bend right there. Torso, so a little bit of torso movement here, not a whole lot, but you can kind of move it around like so. The back skirt fell off here. If I move stuff around too much, stuff will fall off here. And put this back on here. Speaking of the back here, here's the heat saber. It's on a little clip here. I can open that up like that, and then pull this out. Well, kind of hard to do it one-handed here, but you get the idea. The little thruster bells in the back, these will move around like so. The head can look up and down a little bit like so, and side to side just a little bit. Mono eye, you have to kind of take the headpiece off, and you can kind of move it around as you want, like so. Kind of step that back on there. Okay. Cockpit hatch, I kind of already showed you. You need a toothpick to open this up here, because it's kind of hard to get that open. So there you go. That. Now these hands here, they are the articulated hands. They got a little bit of wrist joint right here. Individual fingers can move and bend like so. Kind of get in the fist here. They're actually pretty nice hands, especially for the time when this kit came out in 1999. You really didn't have hands this nice on most kits here, so this is a pretty nice thing about this kit when it came out. So I really do still like these hands, even though they are pretty old now. Moving on to the legs. Side skirts will move up like so. Not a whole lot, but they get up out of the way. This piece doesn't move. This piece doesn't move here. So here's kind of the inside of the hip area. You can get the leg up to about there, and the knee bend like so. On the feet here, this is probably about the range of the feet here. We'll kind of go back a little, back and forth a little bit, not a whole lot, and they will bend forward all the way like that, and kind of falling apart. And that's why this is unscripted, because if stuff falls apart when I'm filming them review, you're gonna see that. So, probably could just glue these on. I mean, well, that's not really a big deal. And kind of get, again, look at some of the detail underneath here. All these thruster bells that are kind of underneath here. So lots of rocket motors on there. And there's the bottom of the feet there as well. Alright, so alright, I already showed it to Heat Saber here. Not a whole lot to it here. It normally comes in yellow plastic. I kind of painted it this pale gold color. I don't know why. I just thought it would look better that way. Not quite as bright. Let's look at the bazooka here. Here's the bazooka. Pretty nice. I painted this in sort of a metallic titanium color here. I found it looked pretty nice in this. Here's a little peg for helping to fit into the hand right here. So this does come with a little peg here, and I think this other bazooka does as well. Little peg right there on the handle. The handle on this one will move back and forth like this, so you can also take this off as well if you want to. Just get rid of this piece, this shield, and the magazine on this one will come out. You can see the bazooka shells in there. So again, you got a couple of really nice bazookas with this kit, so I do like that. Here's those Panzerfaust. I think they're called Panzerfaust. And the little handles here. So the Zaku 2 kit came with these as well. I think they're just the exact same ones. So if you want to have a bunch of Panzerfaust, you have more of those here. Here's the MMP-80 that comes with this kit. Again, like I mentioned, the handle is larger on this kit. You can take the magazine out if you want. And again, pretty nice machine gun. I have no problem with it. I think it's probably a nicer looking machine gun than the other Zaku machine gun. Even though this is a classic machine gun, this one is probably a little bit more practical, I would say. And you do get some extra magazine things, but they are kind of hollow on the backside though, so they're only for looks here. Speaking of this modified Zaku machine gun here, here's like a closer look at it here. You can kind of see how I extended the handle out on this here and kind of modified the grip to look a little bit different on here. So other than that, it's the same Zaku machine gun here. So if you have a bunch of Zaku 2 kits, you're going to end up with a bunch of leftover extra weapons here, which is kind of nice to have, because you can use them for other kits here, which is what I did here. There's those missile pods here, so I painted them up purple just to kind of match the dome here. So again, like I mentioned, I kind of made a hard point on the knee right here. You can plug them in like so, right there. Take them off, or I can probably put them on the side skirt too if I want to add something like this. They can go in like that too if I want to. So I have options here, which is pretty nice to have for this kit. And yeah, pretty sure I made a modified hole back here for the MMP-90. I don't think the kit normally comes with this hole right here. I made that just so I can store the machine gun back there. And the last thing is the Ortega figure here. And this beige acrylic here. For those people who missed these things, comes in 2 pieces here. You can. Some people like to collect these and paint them. These weren't really a big deal to me, but it comes with the kit. So there it is. So yeah. Anyway, that is the Master Grade Dome, the old kit, very old kit here. And in many ways, I think I still like this kit, even though it's probably not quite up to par with modern standards. I think this was, oddly enough, I think this was a kit that was a little bit ahead of its time when it came out. The hands are much nicer. It has some nice accessories and weapons. It wasn't like super detailed on the surface, but the articulation is pretty good for what it is. I mean, it is a big bulky kit, so we're not really gonna, you shouldn't really expect too much out of it, but I think it's a nice kit, and if you can find one, I mean, consider it. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there is going to be an updated kit of the Master Grade Dome as well as the Rick Dome coming out, I think, early next year, with some updated parts on it. So other than that, it looks kind of the same as the newer one that's coming out, so I guess if you can't find the new one, hopefully you can maybe snag one of these old ones somewhere. I don't think Bandai's printed these in a long time, so it might be kind of hard to find, but I still think it's a good kit. I still like it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review of an old classic Master Grade kit. So, and I hope you found this informative and entertaining on some level. I'll see you guys next time, and have fun, and keep on building kits here. There will always be more kits to build, won't there? Won't there be, Mr. Dome? Say bye. Bye-bye. Bye for now. See you next time. Toodaloo.